Hi everyone, it's Matt. Welcome back for round 3 in the standard event with Dancing with the Stars. So far we've played the Bant mid-ramp deck and a blue-white control deck. Let's see what our opponent brings in round 3. Alright, quick pairing, always like that. And we'll definitely play first. Certainly keepable. Our ideal draw off of this scry is definitely Starfield Mystic, the latest addition to the deck. If we can go Starfield Mystic into Doom Foretold on turn 3, pretty much living the dream. Birth of Meletus. I actually like this. It's going to ensure that we get up to 4 lands. Helps us if we're up against mono red. And certainly we could do a lot worse. And not that we can conclude too much from the fact that our opponent mulliganed, but I will say that mono red does tend to mulligan a little bit more frequently than some of the other decks. Looks like we might be up against blue-white control again though. In which case, Birth of Meletus is not great. I think I'm going to play this out untapped. Again, this will give us a little bit more options on turn 3. And against blue-white control, our life total does not really matter. This way, if we draw another blue source, we can play that and have the ability to draw a Narset if we draw it. Okay, not a lot going on over there. So here we have an interesting decision. We can either Oath of Kaya, Teferi, or Treacherous Blessing. I think Teferi is the correct play, as it will prevent them from countering any of our future spells, like that Doom Foretold that's hoping to come down next turn. And I think I'm actually just going to bounce the Birth of Meletus here. They have no way of dealing direct damage to this Teferi, so I'm not afraid to put it to 1, and we ensure that we get our value out of it by doing this. So on this turn, unless they play a permanent, we're going to be able to play a Doom Foretold and have it go off. There is a chance that they
Don't worry.
can... Nope, I was going to say, they can't even respond with Omen of the Sea because of Teferi, so we are golden. And we don't have a ton of pressure, but we do have some nice card advantage and a little bit of pressure, and a better board having that Teferi out there. So I'm feeling pretty good about the way this game's going. Next turn, we can play another Doom Foretold. We can double spell with Birth of Meletus and one of the 3-drops. So we have a lot of nice options. And then that Dance of the Manse is lurking as a way to close out this game in a few more turns. And they're in a tough spot because they really do need to remove that Teferi. It's going to just generate a lot of advantage over the course of the game, and it turns off so much of what they want to be doing. I'm not super afraid of them making a bunch of 1/1s. That's definitely too slow at this point. So we have not managed to find another land in all of these cards. Glad I bounced the Birth of Meletus back. I think I do want to start with that. We'll just double spell here. And play the Doom Foretold next turn. Let's attack first. And then play out an Oath of Kaya. Alright, Narset is a mild nuisance. We can get rid of that with Doom Foretold or Oath of Kaya, though. So, man, so many options. I'm going to tick Teferi up to start.
Here we go.
One thing that is a little bit annoying is I would love to Treacherous Blessing and then Oath of Kaya, but because Narset's out there, I can't Treacherous Blessing first to find that next land, so that plan does not actually work. I'm considering Elspeth Conquers Death or Doom Foretold. Elspeth Conquers Death feels incredibly strong. And not even a great thing for them to Banishing Light, as when we start Doom Foretolding, that will come back to bite them. Okay. So I can Treacherous Blessing into a new Teferi, bounce Banishing Light, having another Teferi on the board, and one to get back. Or I could just Doom Foretold straight away. I like this route. Unless we totally whiff on lands here, I think this ends up better overall.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. No, I am not making this up as I go. Right on.
Alright, and we'll keep the new Teferi. And do I want to... I may just want to get rid of the Treacherous Blessing here. You don't really need to draw any more cards, but they may Banishing Light this one anyway. No, let's take it up, because they are going to have to deal with the Elspeth Conquers Death as well. And let's pitch a Doom Foretold to get back with Dancing Mance. So it's sort of a pick your poison situation for them. They've got a ton of cards in hand, but they are pinched on mana, and they're facing down a lot of threats, not to mention the ones that we have in hand. And they've seen the writing on the wall, so we're going to game 2. Now, last time against Blue White Control, we got a little bit of punish for taking out both of our Kaya's Wraths. So I may want to consider keeping one of them in this time. Definitely Narset comes in, both Mystical Disputes and both Duresses. So I think I like both Dovin's Vetoes as well. We'll cut the Birth of Meletus, at least one Wrath, at least one Oath of Kaya. I do want to keep a lot of my plan A intact. So, what else do we not really need against control? The 2 Banishing Lights can go. And last time we decided to switch it up by keeping 1 Wrath and 1 Oath of Kaya in game 3. I guess that feels okay. I am a little worried about not being able to attack down a Narset or a Teferi quickly. I think I'm actually going to go back to the original way I boarded and just prioritize keeping Archon of the Sun off of the board. Or Archon of Sun's Grace. A 3/4 flyer that makes 2/2s. And this is a super strong hand against control. It doesn't have the dream start of Mystic into Doom Foretold, but it does have early hand disruption as well as Teferi to turn off all of their counter spells. So I think I prefer to duress on turn 2. I'm going to play that tapped. Even if they counter it, that then opens up the door for us to play Teferi. So we'll give them a chance to Dovin's Veto this. Interesting hand. So they can stop our Teferi with a Mystical Dispute, but that's much worse once we know about it. Omen of the Sea helps propel them into more lands so they can play their Elspeth Conquers Death. I think the plan is just slow them down a whole lot and then play Dream Trawler. So I'm going to get rid of their Omen of the Sea here. Okay, so we know they have Mystical Dispute here. Do we want them to burn it onto Fairy and then get to play Doom Foretold next turn and have it go off? I think we do. So let's go ahead and run this into their counterspell. So unless they found a permanent here, this is going to work out pretty well for us. They're not going to get the chance to actually use Elspeth Conquers Death or Banishing Light on it. Yeah, the only way they could stop that is if they had drawn Omen of the Sea there, which they clearly did not. Alright, they do get to get rid of our 2/2 and get some of the card that they lost back. So I'm between Oath of Kaya and Teferi. It feels like Teferi down tick is best, and then we can Oath of Kaya next turn. Oh, they found another Mystical Dispute. Okay. Not the end of the world. Actually, better that they use it on Teferi than on Dream Trawler, which is coming down soon.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Alright, so they're going to make a 1/1 here, but that's not too scary. We'll run out the Dream Trawler. And they really have one turn to find an answer. Yeah, and even having Dream Trawler survive for a turn is going to put them too far behind. The card advantage, being able to easily take out Teferi, it's just going to be too much for them to deal with. They might consider just running out Elspeth Conquers Death to make us discard a card and eventually get back Teferi. I actually think that may be their best chance here, but it's not something that you ever want to do, to run out the Elspeth Conquers Death without actually being able to exile something.
I've got time.
But I think, yeah, if I were in their shoes, I would do this as well. So, I mean, they have nothing else to target. They're obviously going to target this, so I'll just go ahead and do this now so I don't mess anything up. And here, I think I want to pitch one Oath of Kaya and get that back with a Dance of the Mance. And this gives us a lot of mana to cast whatever we draw off of our draw step and Dream Trawler. So I'm going to attack Teferi with Dream Trawler. And then, do we have a target? Oh, we do have a couple Teferis in our yard, so we'll Elspeth Conquers Death, their Elspeth Conquers Death. And keep a couple cards in hand. So they... Okay, Narset's a good draw for them. Luckily, we are going to be able to take it out with Oath of Kaya and still draw the card off of Dream Trawler. But they've hit a couple really solid draws. Should definitely take out the Elspeth. Ooh. I don't really think I like that decision. Pitch Plains here. I guess not knowing that I can get rid of Narset, this does give them potentially a chance for us to go wrong and get us with Elspeth Conquers Death. But the fact that we're going to be able to take out Narset and draw the card here means that's definitely not going to happen. Oh, and Treacherous Blessing means it's definitely not going to happen. And we can afford to... Alright, that'll do it. So, 2 victories over blue-white control, and the deck felt really good in both of those matches. If you enjoyed, please like or subscribe, and come join me for the next video, where we play the 4th round with Dancing with the Stars. Alright, take care. Bye.